Barrel or Not, of course, is now wrapped in warm, buttery neoprene, brought to you by Buell. Buell Surf. When you need wetsuits, any sort of, they have impact suits. They now have soft tops. They've got everything you need. Buell. Give me a talking point on Buell, Chaz.
Oh, I'm sorry. I froze up there. I have my Buell. Got my Buell. Did we talk about getting our Buells last time?
I don't
Did we
think
have
so.
them last show?
Oh, yeah, we did last week. We did. Yeah.
I mean, again, I fondled that wetsuit before getting on the plane to New York, and I cannot wait to go back and get into that wetsuit and surf. The quality, I mean, it's like, I often surf in not high quality wetsuits, right? Like, it's easy to go for kind of the cheaper wetsuit, and not that Buells are expensive. They're perfectly priced, but having a quality wetsuit is a whole different thing. You can go get $99 wetsuits still. They're out there.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Do not do that. Buell is precisely like, it feels high quality, made in a cold water place, Santa Cruz, and perfect for what you need.
Well, they also have your single millimeter option. So you were hyping that before we even had Buell as a sponsor. You're like, the single mil option's the option. I don't need these variations. Yeah.
It is the Versailles of wetsuits.
You've got the straight 4 mil suit. I've got the straight 3 mil suit. And find it all on, of course, BuellSurf.com. Thank you, Buell, for wrapping this segment like a present for our listeners in neoprene. We have got a listener line call that we're going to kick off this segment with. So here you go.
Hey, Joe from San Diego for the Grit. We've spoken about kissing babies ad nauseum. We already know where everybody stands. Some people stand one side of the line, some the other. But what I really want to know now is, what about letting your dog lick you on the lips? Or some people will even go as far as to talk when their dog kisses them in the face and lets the old tongue slip into the mouth. How about that? How about pet on human contact? I'm interested to hear what you guys say.
Dogs kissing humans.
An absolute banger of a call. Very, very well done in pulling this one out. In my younger years, I might have said barrel in turn for a couple reasons. I might have fallen for the old wives' tale, which I don't know. It's not true, but I don't know that it's true, that dogs' mouths are cleaner than human mouths, right? You've heard that before.
I've heard it.
That old chestnut. So I would have said that makes it a barrel. And also, if you're into it, that makes it a barrel. And also that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, that getting various germs in there, introducing new toxins, your body's got to deal with that and get healthier and figure out how to fight those germs and whatnot. So I will say, if you're an adult, it is absolutely no barrel to kiss your dog on the mouth, because it's just juvenile and weird. Nothing about cleanliness, nothing about dirty stuff. It's just weird. It's weird to get down there and kiss a dog, let a dog's tongue rub over your mouth or face, right? Like, even if a dog starts licking your face, you should get the dog away quick, right? It's not a behavior that should be encouraged. That for an adult. For the kid, though, I still think it's important. If your baby's crawling around, your dog goes and licks their head and whatnot, that's all fine and good. Let the baby, get the baby's tolerance for various germs and whatnot up. That's fine. But for an adult, it is no barrel.
Yeah. In that scenario, the dog is treating the baby like it's one of its litter. So it is protecting the baby. It's a different dynamic.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. And now what's weird about this is, living in Southern California, as a society, we have a different relationship with dogs than all of society who came before. And there's other societies around the world who have a similar relationship that we do now, but it's very different than the vast majority of human evolution's relationship with dogs, and domesticated dogs even. And that is, they're equivalent to children. They eat as good as children. They get pampered as well as children. And so licking the lips, all that sort of stuff is now commonplace here. I see it all the time. Dogs riding on planes, all this sort of stuff, right? And I want to go back to the older way of life. I have been duped into this version of a relationship with the dog. And to be perfectly honest, I am not happy with it. And my dog's not happy with it.
No.
My dog needs more discipline, needs more structure, would prefer to sleep outside, and protect the house, and should have purpose that way. And this became crystal clear to me when I went and spent time with Chris Malloy to record a podcast on his 150-acre ranch. And I get there, and there's 3 or 4 dogs. And we enter his house, and I go, "Oh, should I close the door? Should I let the dogs in?" And he laughed at me. He's like, "Are you kidding me? No, those dogs have never been inside one day in their life." And he lives out again on this ranch where there are, predator animals, mountain lions, all this stuff. And it's cold. Like, it gets frigid out where he is. His dogs sleep outside. And it's like, those dogs were the most well-behaved dogs. They seemed happy. You know what I mean? They're not nearly as groomed or pampered as my dog. And all I'm doing is creating neuroses for my dog by treating her the way that we treat her. Or I'll say, by the way, my wife treats her. And so, yeah, licking on the face, dude, no way. In that scenario, that dog is your equal, and it will always be freaking out, trying to misbehave because it thinks you're equals. It's trying to now protect the house, protect you. It's going to bark at the mailman, whatever. Like, it needs to know its place, which is not the alpha position in the pack.
I think all dog-related questions can probably be answered with the other simple question: what would Chris Malloy do?
Nailed it, dude. Absolutely nailed it.
Would Chris Malloy spend $180 on dog food that comes shipped from some gluten-free facility to et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Is that what Chris Malloy's doing?
No. Would Chris Malloy get an IV drip when he gets sick?
No. I mean, I guess that answers not just dog-related questions, all questions.
Exactly.
What would Chris Malloy do?
Great point. I'm going to get a bracelet made.
Me too. We should make t-shirts.
What's your timeline now? How many minutes?
I got like 6.
Okay, good. Real quick one then, which I already know your answer. Board shorts in public. Hey guys, Bob T, part-time resident of Hawaii here. Barrel or not, wearing board shorts as daily wear, like running errands or shopping at the store, dropping kids off at school, eating lunch at some place. I see a lot of guys here going about their day wearing board shorts as if it were any other type of pant or walk shorts, sometimes even paired with shoes. And also, just yes or yay or nay. No conditionals, just a straight barrel or not, like the olden days. Thanks.
Uh-oh, I got a conditional for him. Wearing boardies is barrel in Hawaii on the islands, but you got to be in slippers. You cannot put shoes on. It is the Hawaiian national costume, right? Or statewide costume, I think, is board shorts and slippers and a tank top. You are in the fine lineage of Andy and Bruce Irons, all the way down to Buffalo. You are part of a proud heritage. But outside of Hawaii, it's a no barrel.
It's absolutely no barrel outside of Hawaii. Even in Hawaii, I say it's no barrel. But I'll tell you what's great is a number of years ago, they started making like walk shorts. So they're cut like a regular short with pockets.
Board shorts material.
Made out of board short material. It's the perfect solution for this.
It is not. It is not. Have you seen those things? Those things still look like board shorts. Like the drape of a board short and the way the board short moves that's what defines the board short, not its drawstring, and it's the material that defines it, I think, or part of what defines it. Not like if they had a board short that was made from, I don't know, cut off corduroy, then you could say, okay, that's a fine short to wear in public. Also, you can surf in it. I in fact surf in a cut off corduroy pair of shorts.
I feel like maybe like OP used to have those or something. Yeah. It feels like an OP thing.
OP did.
All right. Well, we're separating. You go barrel in Hawaii. I'm going no barrel, full stop. Okay. No conditionals. Final barrel or not comes from Jay Martinez. It's a classic.
David Lee Scales, Chaz, Jay Martinez in Florida. Man, I got an ingrown hair the size of a non-GMO cotton candy grape on the inside of my thigh right now, like directly where the rail touches the thigh. I blame the above-knee Mikey Wright board shorts I'm forced to wear, but we'll save that for another time. I needed a break from my Judaic hypochondria, thoughts of leg amputation, so I'm checking in with a 4-piece barrel or not. These are in the lineup mannerisms, ones I think we'll all recognize, but don't think we've covered here yet. Number 1, the palm squeeze water squirt. Sitting in a lineup, squirting little streams skyward or at somebody's face by squeezing partially submerged hands together. Number 2, the nose grab paddle. This should be differentiated from the nose grab no paddle takeoff, a definite barrel. This is a less functional, almost ornamental grabbing of the nose and often involves leaving one hand on the tip and paddling with the other. This move seems to be an effective way to unassumingly reposition oneself in a lineup. I don't know. Number 3, the cross-footed paddle. Pretty self-explanatory, paddling with your feet crossed. And number 4, the missed wave falsetto. We've already established cussing in anger at a missed wave is a definite no barrel, but imagine you just attempted a nose grab, no paddle takeoff with your feet crossed, but a stiff offshore blows you back, and as you miss it, you emit a cackly falsetto cry of disappointment, almost like a crow calling. Ah! So to recap, 1, squirt. 2, nose grab. 3, feet crossed. 4, ah! Are any of these behaviors a mark of the kook or Curran, or alternatively a sign of pretension? Shout out to our sponsors, AG1, Sunbum, Real Water Sports, Bayer, Fuel, and LinkedIn for that JOB, y'all. P.S. Do you think the Dalai Lama stooped to Michael Jackson, or did Michael Jackson stoop the Dalai Lama, or did they switch positions? Keep work.
Jay Martinez, classic.
Quite the writer.
So I'm going to go no barrel on hand squirt. It is something juvenile and silly. Like, there's other things to do depending on the lineup with your hands to keep yourself occupied. I understand that we're all human and all, to have various levels of ADHD, and just sitting still in the water is boring a lot of times, right? So I like personally to pick at seaweed, like grab a piece of seaweed that floats by and just kind of, pick on it or whatever. There's other stuff to do out there than that hand squirt thing is always annoying to me. So I'm going no barrel on that. What do you give on that one?
Well, I'm fine with it. Like, I've perfected it. I've spent so much time in the water. I remember early days in the water, seeing other people do like a perfect arching squirt. And I was like, whoa, how do you do that? And then over the course of 30 years of surfing, it's just common second nature to me now.
So you're giving it a barrel.
Sure.
I mean, okay. I'm going to go no. Moving on. The cool, like, he's talking about paddling for a wave, because oftentimes, like, I'll be in the lineup and paddling and then just, don't need to move very fast. And so we'll grab the nose and just paddle with one arm just because I'm resting the other arm, right?
Yeah.
He's talking about on a wave takeoff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say barrel. It looks pretty cool when it works.
Yeah, I think it's cool too. I mean, there's a position there when you're riding a pointy thruster, sometimes the micro adjustments matter,
Yep.
in terms of positioning and where you're going to get to your feet and all that sort of stuff. So that's kind of more of what that's about. And if it's a wave that's right about to break and you don't need both arms to paddle, and it's totally functional.
Barrel.
It's a functional one for me. I'm barrel with it. The cross-footed paddle, I don't think that even factors in. Sometimes it's just a natural feeling. So we don't
But not
need
when I've crossed legs when paddling around the lineup, but never for a wave.
No,
No. You're just asking for tangles and trouble.
Yeah. But the missed wave falsetto really hit home for me. Because the missed wave falsetto, I have found myself doing, and then I'm embarrassed. I'm like, oh no, the people who are around me think I'm just giving that caw to to let them know that I tried my hardest, but I missed it. Like, don't blame me, that wave went unridden, and I'm just letting you know, like, I tried my hardest. But it naturally comes out. It's like an instinct that comes out of you.
But I'm going to say it's only barrel. There's a time that it is barrel when you cannot help it, when you are really giving your all, right? If you're aware of yourself making that scream, then it's a no barrel. If you're like, if it's performative, and or if you're doing the one hand paddle and you missed it, if you're doing something that you shouldn't have been doing, if you're not digging full, but that feeling of digging full for a wave and missing it, of being a little too far out, or the wind being a little too stiff and you a little too wimpy, any of those feelings are super frustrating. And so the natural is good.
And he nailed it. And it's instinctual for some reason. Every human being, it doesn't matter what language you speak. Every human being around the planet gives that exact when you fail to catch the wave. And the reason why is it's your own fault. It's like, if I was in a better position, I should have been in a better position. Next time I'll be in a better position, if I was in better shape, if I didn't eat a burrito last night for dinner, whatever it is, this is my fault.
It's never the wave's fault. Yeah. I think that frustrating yell is never I'm never frustrated at the wave. I'm always frustrated at myself for not catching it, but you're not allowed to be frustrated at yourself if you're doing something, frivolous. Like if you're one hand paddling and miss it, that's not barrel. And or if you are only doing it, if you think, people are going to be bummed at me. Like this wave was a little too big or something. I didn't really want it, but so I'm going to half fake dig and then give the scream. You can't do that.
I'm going to make a remix of Jay Martinez going, "Caw!"
Yeah.
I love the fact that I've never even thought about the mist wave falsetto before in my life. And so I love that he
totally
brought it
true.
to our attention because it's universal.
Thank you, Jay Martinez.
Thank you, Jay Martinez. Thank you, Buell. BuellSurf.com. Check them out. Jamie O'Brien's on the team. Dane's on the team. Nat Young's on the team. They've got a banger team.
That's the other thing, too, I think. Along with what would Chris Malloy do, I think you can say any product that Dane endorses is good enough for you.
I'm fine with it. I'm totally cool with that, too. And Dane and Chris Malloy are neighbors, essentially. So there you go. Good things coming from the Central Coast.